Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Shauna Stitches podcast. This episode has been a long time coming, and I think it's actually been like 2 months since I recorded last. Okay, I'm trying that again. The lighting really stinks. I'm in my living room because I wanted to have my tree visible, and I thought that'd be nice. It is December the 2nd, 2016, and again, like I said, this is episode 10. I will speak about why this has been such a long time coming a little bit down further into the episode, but yeah, it's for good reasons, so just not good knitting reasons. I am sitting on the floor, so Fiona and Rudy will probably make multiple appearances today, and in case you couldn't tell, this one's Fiona, the pink collar. And Rudy's right here too. They'll probably play in the background or something. So you can find me on YouTube under the Shauna Stitches podcast, and you can find me on Ravelry. There is a group page there, Shauna Stitches podcast, as well as my personal page, which is Shauna825. And you can find all of my projects there and details on the patterns, yarns, needles that are used. If I have anything valuable to say beyond what the pattern is, or if I change it up, I usually include that in my notes as well. So it's worth checking out if you're curious about anything. And you can always ask me questions if you do have questions. And you can also find me on Instagram under Shauna Stitches, all one word. And I often post pictures there. So even though I haven't been filming a podcast or anything, I've still been posting pictures and staying somewhat in the loop, and I've been watching a lot of my favorite podcasts. I'm pretty far behind, but every time I get a chance, I'll turn them on. That's a nice thing about podcasts, is that you can start watching it, pause it, or turn it off and come back to it, and it saves your spot. So that's pretty cool, pretty awesome. So FOs, I do have one, and I can't show it to you because it's already been gifted. And I will insert a picture of that here. You can see it being modeled. And details on that, it's the Traveling Cable Hat by Pearl Soho. It's a free pattern, and you can find it on Ravelry. I use the standard sizes that they suggest. So it was a US 6, which is a 4mm for the ribbing, and a US 8, which is a 5mm for the rest of the cabled hat. But I did cast on an extra repeat for 105 total stitches, and that was because a lot of people were saying that the hat fit really small. And as you can see, the recipient does not have a small head. And I'll be honest, even girls were saying that they thought that the regular size was quite small, and so that made me really worried. And I tried this hat on before I blocked it, and it fit me really well, and I felt like I would have enough room. It was slouchy enough that I could wear my hair up and still have this fit well. And then after I blocked it, I thought it was just a little bit big, but I think I still would probably make the bigger size and maybe just not block it as aggressively. The first time I blocked it, I washed it, and I had heard that you could block a hat on a balloon, and I'm sure that you probably can still do that. However, the balloon I apparently blew up way too big because I did that, and I set the hat on there and went to try it on, and when it was almost dry, and the thing literally like fell over my face completely. So of course I'm freaking out, like, oh my gosh, I just spent all this time making a hat. It's for a gift. It needed to be gifted soon. I definitely didn't have time to re-knit it, so I re-washed it and I just blocked it flat, and it shrunk up fine, and it was okay, but I did have a panic moment. So again, that was 105 stitches, and I used Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash in the color Charcoal, which I think looks really nice. It's a good neutral, goes with just about anything. And I got lucky because I totally took a guess on the color, and he said it's his color, so that works out perfect. I have two hose. The first, if I can figure out where it is here, is the Cobblestone Sock. That's by Mina Phillip. And just like she recommends in her patterns, I just did the pattern portion on the top part of the sock, and the back part is just stockinette stitch. I did use my Kiss the Partridge Heel, which is my design you can find on Ravelry. The design is on for sale for $1, and it includes a heel pattern for 3 sizes of sock, the 56, 64, and 72 stitch sock, and a vanilla sock pattern also. Lots of pictures and descriptions. If you're interested, you can find that under Shauna Stitches or Shauna Wood Designs. There'll be a link there. I used a standard rounded toe, and this was knit on a 2.25 9-inch circular US 1. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. 64 stitches, that's my standard. So that is the first hoe. The second hoe is substantially larger. This is the Hermes Everyday Sock, which is a super popular pattern, but I have never made it, so it's my first one. And this is a size 14 wide men's sock. Quite large. You can see that's the size of my sock, and that's all the extra, so like probably 4 or more inches of sock. It's knit on a 2.5 millimeter needle and 72 stitches, and this is going to be a gift for Christmas. Recipient is the same as for the hat, and he already knows that he's getting these, so no big deal if he sees this. I did have him try it on because I was really nervous after knitting this whole thing that it wasn't going to fit, but it does, so that's really awesome. My throat is totally going dry. I worked all night last night, and it just spit at me. I do have coffee, nothing special. It is a black coffee from McDonald's. I don't normally drink McDonald's coffee, but it's what was convenient today. And hopefully it will help me keep from losing my voice, because it definitely feels like it's going. Okay. All right, so whips. I do have some whips. This one looks interesting, huh? I have all my needles in here so that I don't lose them. This is my cozy memories, which I'll show you in just a minute. But I did go out and just get some really standard DPNs. I think there were 4 or 5 to this set. I want to say these are Susan Bates or something similar. It's nothing special. I just got them from Joann's. But I have found, because I was using a circular, I found that it's way easier just using 2 straight needles. So there is my progress. I think the last time I showed it, I'm pretty sure I showed this one because that one was a gift from Lily, Nordic Stitches. And so I added this square and then the top 5, so it's completely squared out now, 5 by 5 for 25 squares, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I really love this. I wish I had more time to work on it. Quite honestly, I wish I had more time to be knitting in general. These here were from it's Happy Feet or Happy Sock. I can't remember what it's called. But I made a pair of socks out of that one. And the rest are all minis from Sock Yarn Swappers. And I don't remember which company they're from, but I do, all the ones that I know what they are, I add them on my Ravelry page. Some people have mentioned kind of doing like a chart of what, yarn or whatever, so that you can go back and look it up. And mine is not that organized. Mine's literally just a list, which I think Ravelry automatically alphabetizes, but at least I know what's in here. So details about this, I knit this on 2.75 millimeter. I'm a fairly tight knitter, so for me it works up well. It's a fairly dense fabric. but still soft enough, or I don't know what the right word is, but it's not like super tight, so it's a fairly drapey, I guess drapey is a good word, fabric, and I think it's gonna be really nice, especially once it gets bigger and can keep me warm if I just have more time to work on it. Oh yeah, so I do a 46 stitch square with, I think it's called a double standard decrease or something like that, that creates a little ridge down the middle. And what else do I have for whips? I have the other Hermes Everyday Sock. Again, I'm trying to get these done by Christmas, and I haven't been working on this lately, and I will show you why in just a minute. But I'm hoping to pick these up either later today or this weekend. So I've made pretty good progress. I do believe this marker here is at 50 rows, and I did 100 rows after the 20 rows of ribbing, so a total of 120 before I started the heel. And the foot, not including the heel or the toe, was 108, so it's a lot of rows. And that is in my project bag that I won off of a giveaway from Nordic Stitches on Instagram. It's just a little elf bag, which she said in Norway they call mini elves, or no, sorry, mini Santas. And the ribbing there says, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, God Jewel, which I do believe means Merry Christmas. And she included a little mitten stitch marker. Little mittens, there we go. And a nice little card, which I think she painted herself. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Lily, so much for that. And she did say on her Instagram that this wasn't really meant to be a project bag, but that it would fit like a small project like socks or something. So this fits my socks really well, and it's really well made. Thank you so much. The other thing, or other things, I have my second Cobblestone socks. There we go. The lighting is really bad, I do apologize. It's still pretty dark outside, if you can see out my window there. It's early morning, 8:05 to be exact, and it's just been really gloomy lately anyway, really rainy and wet, and they're even saying it might snow on Monday, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, like I said, I haven't had a lot of time to record and podcast anyway, and if I wait for perfect conditions, me to feel perfect and energized and like I have time and for all the planets to align, I'm never going to do it. So I just had to deal with the bad lighting and do it. That is in my project bag that I made myself. And last one, which is almost done. These are my Christmas socks for me, and they look really funky right now because they're not blocked, and this pattern really needs some blocking. But these are the gravel socks by Mina Phillip, which it makes a really cool like diamond sort of pattern in there, if you can see that. And I'm gonna put one of these on my sock blocker so that you can see how it looks on there. I think I can get them on while it's on the circular needle, we'll see. All right, there we go. Hopefully, I'm trying not to lose any stitches here. So there you go. So, oops, all the patterns on my side. All right, so there you go. You can see the gravel pattern as well as the regular stockinette and a rounded toe, my Kiss the Partridge heel again. And I actually knit these 2 at a time, which I have 6 rows and a bind off left. And once these are finished, if I finish them, it will be my very first pair completed of 2 at a time socks. I had started a pair before and ended up separating them onto 9-inch circulars. And I have to say, I'm not completely a convert. Many times throughout this process, I've been wishing, oh, I'll just put it on my 9-inch circulars and it will go faster. But there's definitely an advantage. I think when you have a pattern sock and you can just repeat that pattern, you know, each sock consecutively, I think that you do save some time. But I think I lose that time when I am messing with the cable. It did feel less fiddly than the first time I tried it. And I won't say that I'll never do it again, for sure. One thing that I've really liked is that I just used one cake, caked up the skein, and I used the button trick, which works really well. And that's why I didn't want to finish these, because I wanted to talk a bit about the button trick. I don't know why it works. Kudos to the person who figured it out. But it does work really well. So you cake up the ball, you take the inner string that comes from the middle, you thread that through one hole of a button, and you take the outside strand and you loop it through the other hole, and as it unravels or you pull it out to knit, it just doesn't tangle. And as long as you pay attention to how the 2 pieces of yarn are sort of wrapping together when you turn your work, you can turn it the right way and it doesn't even get tangled up, you know what I mean, like wrapped together. What else do I want to say about these? These are knit on a 2.25 high sharps, 64 stitches, and the yarn is Wisdom Yarn Picks. So 75% superwash, 25% nylon, 100 grams, and 420 meters or 459 yards in the skein. And it is in the colorway, I guess you don't need to see that, colorway Cake Party, which I mentioned before. When I bought these, I specifically was thinking Christmas socks. And I have to say, I really love these for Christmas socks. I posted a photo on my Instagram, and I will try and put that photo in here now, but it shows that Christmas ribbon candy that comes in different colors. It's like a hard candy, and I just totally think of those candies when I am looking at this and knitting this, and I really love it. It does not bother me at all that they don't match perfectly. Nor does it bother me that the colors go in an opposite direction. And it actually is kind of ironic because these wider pink and black stripe areas come close to matching up. Not perfectly, but close enough that it kind of ties it all together. And there you can see just the stockinette side. When I first started knitting on these and I saw how the pattern was looking with the yarn, I was really kind of wishing that I would have just gone for a plain vanilla sock. But as I kept on going, it started to look a lot better. So I have to say that if you only get maybe 1 or 2 repeats into something and you're like, oh, this looks not good, I say keep going for it, because it really does kind of even itself out as you keep going. So that is all of my finished objects, half-finished objects, and works in progress, at least that I'm working on right now. I still have my flax sweater, which I haven't touched. It's still in timeout. I've been way too busy trying to knit Christmas knitting, which I don't have a big long list of, but just my Christmas knitting, and then my Christmas knitting for gifts, and getting my box of socks done. So that's my goal. Everything else is pretty much going to wait till the new year. So I do have some acquisitions. Darn that Ice Yarns, because I made the mistake of going to the website and looking, I don't know why, and they've added a new line of sock yarn. So they now, for the longest time, they only had one, and that was the, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget what it's called, the Super Sock. So they started with the Super Sock, and that's the one that I've shown on the podcast many times before, and it has that sort of gray and white speckly in every single colorway. That was something I didn't love. And then they came out with the mini sock, which are the 50-gram skeins, different colors without that gray and white speckle. And now they have Magic Sock. And I've used before their Ice Magic Light, which is an acrylic DK weight yarn. And I've used that a lot when I was crocheting for blankets and stuff. And they have these really great color transitions and colorways. And this being called Magic Sock, it made me think that the color changes and colorways might be kind of similar. So I hope that's the case. I have them now. I just haven't knit them up or unraveled them at all to really see. So I splurged and bought every single color, which is a total of 8, I think. 7. I can't count. 7 different colors. And these are the same yarn content as the other ones, 75% superwash, 25% polyamide, 100 grams per skein, and looks like that is 400 meters. So this is the first color. Hopefully you can get a good idea of what that is, even with this crappy lighting. But this one is called Yellow, Pink, Orange, Green, and Blue. And I think that's kind of how that's looking on screen. I don't have a lot of room here. Next color, white, turquoise, purple, light blue. Is that this one? White. Yes, I believe that is this color here. Like I've said before, they have not good colorway names, and I just kind of guess which is which. This one, which is really pretty kind of pastel-y colors, is turquoise, salmon, pink, lilac, and khaki. I do believe these are all going to be completely self-striping. I've been wrong before, but that's what it looks like to me. And some of these colorways really reminded me a lot of the Knit Picks Felici colors. And I know the yarn isn't the same, but anyway, I just decided to get them. This one, there we go, is yellow, salmon, pink, green, and copper. Really pretty. I like this color a lot. Next up, this one here, there we go, reminds me of spring, is yellow, white, turquoise, lilac, and green. And 2 more. This colorway, which, there we go, is white, turquoise, navy, blue shades. So mostly just different colors of blue stripes. And the last one here, there we go, is yellow, fuchsia, burgundy, blue. And this one's probably my favorite of all of them, because you know I love pink. So I also got another, I probably got another one that I don't remember, but I don't think I set it aside. So I got my monthly order of soft yarn swapper minis. These are 5-gram minis, even though they look humongous. I did weigh them out, and they are 5 grams. These are by Lovin You Designs, and they all include their colorway names. This one is Rainbow Red, Rainbow Joy Red, and what was I gonna say? I don't know. I completely lost my train of thought. I don't know. Anyway, you can find sock yarn swappers on, it's a Ravelry group, and every single month they have different minis that you can sign up for. And even though it's called sock yarn swappers, you just pay, and the payment includes shipping. If you're in the US, it's $30 for 5 gram, for 25 gram minis, and it's $30 for 10 gram minis, I think. I always get the 5 grams, so I'm not sure about the others. But it is a nice chance to try out different indie dyers, which I really, really like. Let me show you my 2 favorites from the whole bundle. This one here, this is Rainbow Joy Stripe, and it is a sparkle. You can see the stellina in there, I think. It's just gorgeous. There's a, there we go. So you can kind of see the entire thing. And this one's the same. It's just called Rainbow Joy Variegated, so I think it's the same without the sparkle. That's really pretty. And I think you can kind of see all the different colors in there. But these are obviously all kind of rainbow based, which doesn't bother me at all. So I can't wait to add some of those to my blanket. I just really need some more time to knit. 2 more things. I went to a local yarn store, I can't even talk, local yarn store in Canada Beach called Coastal Yarns, and they carry all kinds of different yarns there. I got 2 different skeins. This one is new to me, this brand, This Everything, online super sock in the color Samba, I'm not sure how you say that, 100 grams for 420 meters. And this is really pretty pink, orange, turquoise, yellow, my kind of colors. And it looks like it's going to be a pattern sort of sock when it's knit up, like a Fair Isle, like a faux Fair Isle kind of thing. And very last, I got a Blue Moon Socks That Rock. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. There we go. And this is in a very special colorway called Bruce's Candy Kitchen. And it is exclusive to Coastal Yarns. They have 5 exclusive colorways from Blue Moon Socks That Rock. And I don't remember what the other colorways were called, but they were all gorgeous. The reason I picked this one is because I know the family who owns this store. They have one in Canada Beach and one in Seaside, and I think that's it, but it is a candy store. And so I thought that was really cool. And their logo is the pink and the white, if I remember right. I'm assuming the brown is like for the chocolate, maybe. But it's a really pretty skein. Kind of like Neapolitan ice cream. So that'll be a nice pair of socks. Totally getting off on a little tangent. I mean, it's still yarn related and sock related and all of that, but I've already made my New Year's resolution. And my New Year's resolution is that I am not going to buy any sock yarn in 2017. There are a few caveats to that. One being, if I gift knit for size 14 feet, I will probably have to buy some yarn because I don't have, except for in my ice yarn colorways, I don't have anything that I have at least 2 skeins of. And I will still get my monthly sock yarn swapper minis for my Cozy Memories blanket. Other than that, I don't care if Ice Yarns comes out with the most fantastic colorways. I don't care anything. I'm just gonna make myself knit it because literally I can knit over 100 pairs of socks guaranteed with the sock yarn that I have. I have so much, and it's just ridiculous. Like, I love it. We all love it. I would buy it all if I could, but realistically, storing it and knitting it, you know, it just keeps accumulating, and it's ridiculous. I love the stuff that I have, and there's no reason to keep buying it when I cannot keep up with knitting it as fast as I can buy it. There's just no reason. So I'm really putting that into effect now, I think. I haven't broke the rules in a while. I got the ice yarns a while ago, as well as the coastal yarns. I probably got that 2 months ago, and then the ice yarns like a month ago. So I'm just gonna try and be good about that and not buy a bunch of stuff I don't need. What else? Oh, so the reason I haven't been knitting near as much is because I've been really busy. I met a wonderful guy, which is the guy that is modeling the hat that I made for him for his birthday. And he lives over an hour away from where I live. And so I've been spending most of my weekends traveling back and forth and seeing him, and we've been having a lot of fun, and just it's really great. Like things are really awesome, and he's actually Knitworthy, which I've explained to him what that means, and I don't know that he completely understands the knitting, but he doesn't question it, and he doesn't mind that I do it. So it's nice, you know, I've been able to sit there and watch a movie or watch a show or something and knit away, and he doesn't mind. So I think he's really going to enjoy the socks, and I know he enjoys that hat. So it's really nice to have somebody who appreciates it and who likes what you make them and understands that it takes a really long time to make something like that, and that it means a lot when you do make something for them. So that's been really great, and I do miss knitting. I've missed podcasting. I'm going to try and still keep podcasting on a more regular basis and just not worry so much about everything being perfect, because I do enjoy, you know, talking to you guys and getting feedback and just being in the community. I miss that, and it's been really good with what I have been doing, but I do miss being in the community as much as I have been before. So that's my big news. Other than that, not a whole lot going on, just more work, long days, long shifts, and I've been training people at work now, so that adds a whole new stress level to things, but it's been good, and yeah, I can't think of much else. So I'm going to finish up my 6 rows on my gravel socks and get those all bound off, and I'll show them next time as finished objects. So I hope you guys are having a lovely holiday season, and I will see you sooner than 2 months from now. So bye!